Back here for another exciting week at Instigating with Clarkie and Drury. Ryan here along with Clarkie and Chris. We got a great show this week, starting with my sit-down interview with Hanover Barons General Manager, champions of the Pollock division, Pete Irwin. I sit down with Pete. That will start us off. And hey, it's Masters Week, Clarkie. We know what that means. What do we got right after that?
Oh my gosh. Well, we got to talk Masters with Ian Doig, of course, and the picks. I've been stressing over these picks like I do every week. I've been in a little bit of a slump, let's just say, with the picks. This week, I feel good about it. I just hope the players fall in my favor. That's all I ask.
Yeah. That's all you can ever ask, my friend. And following that, we'll do our rapid fire and couch potato segments brought to you by Conway Furniture. That's coming up next here on Instigating. Welcome back to Instigating. Ryan Drury here, and we're very pleased to be joined by a very special guest, the man they call the King in Hanover, and that's an apt title, because now the Hanover Barons, after a 21-year drought, are kings of the Pollock division. General Manager Pete Irwin. Pete, how are you, man? We're talking a couple days after the big Game 7 win. Has it sunk in yet that you guys are champions?
It has, because on my other monitor screen here, I have the picture nicely displayed. So, yeah, it's sunk in. It's still... It's a little bit emotional to hear. Actually, when you mention it there, it's still that's quite a night for me. I tell you that much. It brought back a lot of fond memories from many, many years ago, but just to see what our town was like again, because we've been so supported over the years, to see the fun everybody was having, just sure made it all worthwhile. But it was great. Yeah, it's sunk in. We've been getting the next series ready now, so realize, practice tonight, back to work.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the beauty of the PJHL. I mean, you win your division, and it's a huge accomplishment. And, we've talked about it for a number of years now with other winners. I mean, for my money, the Pollock division, it's the toughest division in this league to win. It just is. The competition's so fierce. And, with that said, Pete, after that long of a wait, I think that fact that we all know that it's the toughest division, it probably makes it a little more sweet for you guys, eh?
It does. I mean, you think back to years ago when teams used to dominate. It seemed like, Hanover went on that run when we started for 9-10 years. And then, Kincardine went on a big run, and then Wingham went on a big run, and Mount Forest has had a big run, and like Mitchell's always been kicking around. It's just... it's hard to win it. It is just so tough to win it. It's unbelievable. And, it's a lot of country boys around here, and that's tough hockey. It's more a battle of attrition than anything, I sometimes think, because the series always seem to go 6-7 games, and it's just everything to the wall all the time. And it certainly is rewarding to win it. And I mean, we're really looking forward to moving on. It's been a while, so we're hoping we can make a decent showing here in the next round.
Yeah, obviously meeting the Alliston Hornets, of course, in the North Conference Final, and them and Stainer have kind of traded blows over the last number of years, so it'll be an exciting series for sure. As you look back on this one, you mentioned a war of attrition and, teams going on dominant runs. The team that you took down, the Mount Forest Patriots, they've had quite a nice little run here, and it started with snapping a 21-year championship drought themselves in 16-17, and then they've gone on quite a nice little run here. To take that franchise down in particular and to do it in a Game 7 on home ice, we were there, the whole CKNX crew, and I mean, it was as loud a building as I've been in a couple years. I mean, that had to be pretty special too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's always been the rivalry there between us and Mount Forest. You can go back even before 16-17 when Kevin Eccles was their coach. They won, I believe it was 3 or 4 years in a row, and makes it special. He always likes to remind me about that when I see him every now and again. And so, yeah, it's our turn now.
Absolutely. Now you get to walk around and kind of do the little trophy lift in front of everybody, and it's well deserved. Pete, I was talking with you at ice level. It was, for me, I mean, it's so special to be able to be there at the end as a broadcaster and see the fruits of a team's labor, come to fruition at the end. And I was having a lot of fun down on the ice with you guys, and I'm not even part of the team. Like it was such a great atmosphere, and you were real emotional when we chatted on the air in our post game show, and for good reason. You've been a part of this club, as I mentioned off the top, serving in numerous roles for a really long time. And you know, as you sit back now and you kind of reflect back on all those times and all the struggles and 21 years, that's a long time. As you kind of reflect back on all of that, what were you feeling in the moment when those final seconds ticked off the clock?
Uh, well, being it was a 2-1 hockey game, we there was nothing taken for granted. We'd already blown 2 or 3 leads in the series, and when 19's on the opposition's team on the other side of the ice, you don't really start thinking about too much until that last horn goes. The face-off with 12.3 seconds left. I watched the draw and saw where the puck went, and then my eyes went to the clock because I was like, let's just, even though there's 12.3 seconds left, the face-off is at the blue line. You want to make sure the puck's going the opposite direction from your end of the rink if you can, because, Mount Forest obviously proved, as I said, a couple times in the series that it doesn't matter what the lead is, they got the ability to come back. So once the horn went, I looked at the guys. I looked at Schwippy, like he's been there longer than any of us. I think Schwippy's been involved with this program for 18 years. And, to never experience that championship. I mean, Curb and I, we won one when we played, and we all know Clates and Brady, with their history in Listowel and winning a Sutherland Cup and a Cherry Cup twice. Like, we all got to experience that at some point in time in life, whereas, Schwip, it never was there for him. So, I mean, the biggest hug I got, bar none, of the whole night was after myself and the other 3 coaches, when we hugged it out on the bench, and then Schwippy, we stood there in that bench for a long time, and it was an embrace that I'll never forget. I was just so, so happy for him because he does so much work for our team that it's just, I can't stress enough how big a part he is of our organization, and I felt so good for him. And as well as, our executive, we have a very, very small executive compared to most teams, and a lot of them have been here longer than I have too. And it just, you look back and you think of the struggles we went through, and you finally hit that peak, and it's just, it's more relief almost sometimes than it is enjoyment, but just it's those moments to me that are really special.
Yeah, trainer Will Schwippel, who's been with the team for a long, long time, as you said, and the executive. And, that was one thing that really stood out to me as well when I grabbed some of the players after the win. Your captain, Ryan Colhoun, obviously a local boy, so special for him. A number of the veteran players and the other guys on the ice, they were all talking about him and everybody involved with the organization top down. And I think, Pete, that's something that's real special that this group is going to hold on to for the rest of their lives. You win a title and your brothers forever, your family forever. When you consider things like that, obviously winning the championship, it's so special, but this group and the way they came together to finally get this done, and just how good of young men they are, all of them, passing credit off to teammates, to guys like Will, to the executive. When you reflect back on this years down the road, what's something special about this group outside of the title win that's going to stick out for you?
Well, I think, as we spoke of, I believe Monday night, a lot of it was a blur, but it reminded me, when the game was over, the amount of texts I had from guys that I actually played with 40 years ago when we won this thing, all text to me, congratulations. And I said, I relate, this team reminds me a lot of us, and it's to win championships, you have to be a tight unit, not just in the room and on the ice, but off the ice, like hanging out all the time. And these guys are always together. They're hanging out constantly, and they are, I mentioned that to them once, when we get down in the series, I had a little chat with them before the one game and just tried to give it a bit of an old man's perspective, if you will. And, I said, I wanted to see them win it for themselves because of the fact that they all are. Every kid in that room is a great kid. Their parents have done a heck of a job raising them, because I can honestly say there's not one kid in that room that isn't just a stand-up young man. They are great, great kids. And I wanted to see them win. We set some records during the regular season that are good, but I didn't want them to be recognized as the team that, that that set those lofty standards for themselves, but yet couldn't see it through to the end. And that probably was weighing on me more than anything, was the fact that there was an opportunity when we were down 3-2 that these guys would not get to experience that feeling that we finally had on Monday night, because they all are legitimately really good kids.
Yeah, they really are a really great group, and it was fun to kind of, get to interact with them after the game and just see that relief. And speaking of, you brought up the rest of the coaching staff: Brady Anderson, Brendan Clayton, and Bobby Kirby, guys that have all had a long history in junior hockey at various levels in the area. Bobby was, of course, part of that last team that won in 2003. He was on that Barons team, and I think back to that time as well, and the connections are so special from a local perspective. Alex McGilvery, a superstar for you guys, and boy, did he have an unbelievable performance in that Game 7. He scored and assisted on the game winner. His dad was on that team back then too, and his dad, we got to talk with Jimmy, who's a local legend, of course, and he was so emotional after. It was like that stuff like that is just so special. But I want to touch on that coaching staff, Bobby and Brendan and Clates. I wrote in my story after the game was over, I don't think I've seen a vertical jump quite that high off a bench as Brady Anderson at the end of that game. I was actually concerned when he went airborne that he might not come down. Like, for you guys to put in all that time as coaches and work with these guys, just speak about the impact that those three dudes had on this group, because, man, you couldn't find many better coaches to lead young men.
No, I saw that video after. Brady did get up there. I didn't know he could jump that high, but he sure got up there. Yeah, I knew actually 3 years ago when we brought Brady in here, and I've actually known Brady's parents for a very, very long time, and I knew Brady not as much on a personal level as I do now, but I have known his parents for quite a long time, and I knew when we brought him in and just getting to talk to him 3 years ago, how vast his hockey knowledge is. Like, you could tell that, as much as they had good teams in Listowel, that team won because they had people like Brady on their team, because you could give him a system and he would play it to perfection. And his knowledge of the game is second to none. And then Clates came along a year later. Of course, he's a year behind Brady. So he came to us a year after that, and it was the same thing. Like, their ability to break down game video and to remember plays and systems and different forechecks and power plays and penalty kill units is their knowledge is huge. It is vast. And then you add Curb, who Curb and I have been together. Well, Kirby and I have worked together for 20 years actually. And then Bobby and I, we came back to the Barons at the same time, and we've always talked hockey together over the years. We had a lot of the same philosophies on how the game should be played, and it worked for him and I to get back together, 8 years ago or whatever it was, 7 years ago, when we did come back to and on the bench at Hanover. And to be able to add somebody back like Bobby then after last year and experiencing everything he did and being able to relay some of his, some of the knowledge that he learned, or that he actually maybe not learned, he already had the knowledge, but the stuff that he went through last year himself as a head coach of a team that won the Pollock and eventually went on to play, against Stainer. He knew what it took to win already after last year, and that just helped us to get us back, I believe, over the top, and it just solidified our group. And it's amazing actually how on board the four of us are, myself and the three of them, and along with Fish even, as to how we want the game to be played and the way we see the game being played, and what players need to do.
I wish we had time to touch on every single guy, because everybody contributed so much to this win. But it goes without saying, goaltending, you need it. And I'm a goalie hugger, and man, the Hartleys, both of them, just unbelievable kids. And I also put this in the story. It's up on CKNXnewstoday.ca if you haven't read my breakdown of the Game 7 win for the Barons. That performance in a Game 7 doesn't get much more pressure packed than that by Derek Hartley. That'll go down as one that people talk about for an awful long time, Pete.
Yep. When you're dealing against that guy that was in the other net and Marshall Nichols, that's Marshall Nichols has got to be, you got to put him right up there with the best goalies that have ever played in the PJHL, not just our division, but in the PJHL. I mean, he had 2 years of major junior A experience. There was, in my opinion, some of those games at the end of the first period, the scores could have been 4-5, 6-1. When you're coming down to a one-game winner take all, I can't imagine the pressure that's on the opposition goalie when you're looking down the ice and seeing somebody that you know is very, very good. And let's not take anything away from Derek, because he is a very, very good goaltender. And everybody needs to remember he is still only 18 years old. He's got a lot of time left in this league. And by the time Derek gets to be 20, 21 years old, I mean, he's already a massive, massive credit to goaltending in our net. And I mean, it's just, he can't help but get better. He's still young. So for him to put on the performance he did, knowing that you can't make a mistake hardly, I can't imagine what that pressure is. I've never been a goaltender, never been associated with, anybody that was a goalie in my family or anything. So I can't imagine what that was like. But I know he leans on his older brother. The two of them are very, very tight, and two great, great kids. And that was another story. Two brothers winning a title together. Just to see them out there hugging it out, it was pretty cool, actually. And their dad, Rick, I know he was a very, very proud man the other night.
As he should have been. We got to talk to him a little bit after the game, Steve, Johnny, and I, and it was just so much fun to see that. And yeah, it's cool when you're able to, have a sibling and a family member on the ice with you. But for the two of them to both be goaltenders, they say sometimes it can be the loneliest position out there. But to be able to lean on a brother and he's your teammate and he's playing the same position, it's just another cool wrinkle to the championship. I want to touch on a couple quickly standout moments that I saw down on the ice. And obviously everybody comes spilling off the bench. That's always so much fun to see. Ryan Colquhoun accepts the trophy. I was so proud of that guy. I know how much he cares about this franchise, but there were two guys that were injured that weren't able to play, and one was Rookie of the Year and Duke Shire, who's just been so much fun to watch. You talk about bright futures. That kid's got one. And then one of your OA forwards who's just given a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to the team, and my fellow Arthur boy, Ryan Gates, who I got to have a nice chat with after too. And two things that really stood out to me. One was immediately Ryan Colquhoun goes over and gives it to Gates immediately to lift it. It gave me Sakic Bork vibes from back in the day. It was just such a cool moment. And then when Dookie got it, they were all wheeling him around out there on that chair. I know he's got a bad leg right now. Like that kind of stuff, just you can't help but get emotional. That's what makes the game beautiful, and stuff like that. I'm going to remember that forever. And I'm sure for you, that was really, really cool to see.
It is, and with Gator, he's been here his 5 years. Gator came along not too long after, Bobby and I came back, and I felt really bad for Gator because I know how much he wanted to be out there. It's his last year. You're an OA, you're an assistant captain, and he's meant so much to this team. And let's be honest, how many guys for the stature of Gator do you know that are as tough as that kid is? And I know that it was hurting him not to be out there. And, he tried to come back in game 5, and it just wasn't in the cards for him. He is getting healthier. I know at some point, I think we'll probably see him in the next round. And but it's stuff like that, actually, that as much as everything's, you're happy and proud, stuff like that does hurt me. I felt bad for him. I really wanted to see him play. And the same for Dookie. Dookie's got a heck of a future. And I mean, you lose those kind of wheels out of your lineup, and that's tough. That's a lot of speed. That makes defense back off. That opens up ice for his line mates, and we're fortunate Dookie's injury is not as serious as either. So both those guys are going to be back at some point here, and I mean, you add two guys of their stature back into your lineup, and you're feeling pretty good when you can put them back in there, because they're both a huge part of our offense. But yeah, for Gator, for sure, I felt bad for him, but he like the true giant he is, no pun intended, he took it the way he, no way that's a leader does. And he knew it was best, and he's a champ now, and he's going to get to play again. So that's a good thing.
Well, that's great news on both fronts for those guys. And yeah, Gates, again, being a fellow Arthur, right? I would like to say they do make us a little tough down there in Arthur. So I'm sure that he'll be excited to get back on the ice. But that was fun to share that with him. And then finally, Pete, obviously, you referenced it. It's an image you're going to get to look at for the rest of your life. That team picture. That was a lot of fun for me to be down there and take. And what a cool picture, to get everybody backed up against those great fans in the P&H Centre. What an atmosphere. And I got to say, I've taken quite a few championship photos over my lifetime. That one might be my favorite one. It's just such a great shot. What a special moment that we were able to capture for you, man. It's that's a good one, eh?
It is. It's to see all those fans in behind there. They got the number one up too, and I mean, it's as I said, even the years when we weren't doing very good, we were always well supported. And to see, I mean, I couldn't believe it when I came to the rink, 10-6 on Friday night, and there's people walking in already, and I walk out there at 6:30, and it's over half full, and at 7:15 the doors are locked. Like it's just. Words can't describe it. It really can't. Like, it was just for those kids to be able to play in front of an atmosphere like that. They'll remember that till they're my age and much older.
That's what's special about it, man. I will say, too, when I went down in the intermissions to get my interviews, there were still people lined up outside. They just wanted to stand there and listen for the goal horn. Like, it was just incredible, the support. And, man, Pete, I want to thank you for coming on here. Like I said to you that night, congrats. It's such a special accomplishment. And like I said, you've had many roles, many different titles over the years, but now you can add winner to your titles, and that's really special, man. You've been great to deal with for us all year. We really, really appreciate it. Congrats on a huge championship for the Hanover Barons, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. And as I said before, I appreciate everything you guys do for junior hockey. I'll tell you what, between you and Sabby and Johnny, it's that keeps junior hockey alive in our area. And I mean, we're losing hockey players all the time, it seems, at the younger ages. So this just helps it. And, for somebody that has elderly parents, my parents listen to the radio all the time. And it's what you guys do is second to none. So I really appreciate it. And thank you for your kind words.
Thanks, pal. I appreciate it. Right back at you. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Clarky and I are going to chat with Ian Doig. It's Masters weekend. We got to make some picks. That's next here on Instigating.
Welcome to the show. A capacity crowd here at the P&H Centre in Hanover for Game 7 of the PGHL Pollock Division Final, featuring the Mount Forest Patriots and the Hanover Barons. It's been a seesaw battle all series long, and it all culminates into tonight in front of over 1,100 fans. And we are ready to go here at Center Ice.
Yeah, big game here, P&H Centre. You can hear the crowd. The bells are ringing. The tires are flying.
And away we go. The ice and over the blue line. Brown trying to dipsy-doodle. Shot! And that's wide of the net. My goodness. What a quick move on that one. Now the Patriots going the other way. There's a shot blocker save by Hartley. And the home fans give their goaltender a round of applause. Here come the Barons attack. Brown peeling away. Puck to the far side. Back to Brown. Top of the face-off circle. Down below the net. Scores! Alex McGilvery! Power play. 1-0 Hanover.
That's just what Brady Anderson was looking for. Opening goal of the game.
Puck into the Hanover zone. Look out, big hit as the Patriots step up on number 9, McCary. And the puck back into the Hanover zone. Angst, look out, he's dropped behind the net. Caswell's going to get called on this one. Puck goes to the far corner. Patriots alive here. Back to the point. They sent it down, cycling it well. Back to the point. Griffin wires it. Scores! A water bottle wire. We're tied at 1. Face-off win by the Barons. They maintain possession. Shot! Oh, it's in behind Nichols. Oh, my goodness. Powell with the blast. And Nichols got a piece of it. It trickled in behind the goaltender and was sitting on the line. Now the Barons move it up. Far wing charge. Through center to the blue line and in. Here's McGilvery with the shot. Patsy rebound. They score! It's gonna to be a 2-1 lead. Barons. Drayton Howell with the rebound.
We always talk about shooting for your buddy. That's what Alex McGilvery did. Shot far pad. Howell driving the net. It's in. Barons take a 2-1 lead here in Game 7 with 12:02 left, Steve.
Making the special teams special again. Moving up the ice. He can snap it, but he lost it. They get it back. Patriots on the near side. Towards the net. Down is Hartley. Rebound loose. Lewis hammered. Puck loose. Goal can't center it. And the play comes to the near side. Fans are on their feet now, folks. The bells are ringing. 30 seconds left. Coming up the near side. Fed into the far corner. There's Peyton McIsaac. The Barons on a verge to the blue line, and it's out. Patriots have it. They're offside with 12.2 seconds left.
Wow. Great job by the Barons keeping the Patriots to the outside, killing the clock. Zach Coulter wanted a timeout. They kept it moving. They didn't ice the puck. Biggest face-off of the season.
12.2 seconds for a Pollock division title. The fans are ringing. The fans are cheering. Away we go. Patriots win the draw, but they got to gain the zone. Puck to the near side. That's going to be cleared. 5 seconds left. They can't get a shot. The Barons win. The Barons win. The Barons win. What an effort by both teams tonight. We couldn't have asked more in a Game 7, Johnny K.
Yeah, we couldn't have not. What a great game. Both teams left it on the ice. It was a chess match. Special teams was the difference. And the Hanover Barons are this year's Pollock Division champions. Played in Elmira, played in Caledonia, started out AAA for the Grey Bruce Highlanders, and he started way back Mount Forest Minor Hockey. Rory LeBlanc, great guy, all class. We wish him the best. Hanover Barons hoist that Pollock Division Championship trophy. It's so great to see Clark Pollock here presenting it. You want to talk about class, Clark and Kevin Pollock, two great guys. That's who the trophy is named after, and that's what it's all about. Nick Gates, OA player, didn't play today. He's the first to hoist the trophy. A lot of goosebumps here at the P&H Centre, Steve.
Yeah, and you know what? You look at all that goes into putting together a championship team, and we look at the Hanover Barons roster, Johnny K, and the number of players that are from the local area, hometown kids, and a performance of a lifetime here tonight.
Yeah, you know what? Let's include Dukeshire, the 16-year-old hometown Freiburger, the captain, Ryan Calhoun. Calhoun, I'm familiar with his dad, Sean Carroll. They come into the store. When Calhoun was a little kid, you know, I've watched him grow up in the store, and I'm so happy to see him lead this Hanover Barons to a championship. Austin Farlow, what a big goal in Game 6 for him. He had an opportunity to get in the lineup. He made the most of it. Alex McGilvery came back from the Cyclones, and he was a big impact here for the Barons.
Congratulations, Hanover, champions 2024 in the Pollock division.
Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkie and Drury. Ryan Drury on here with Clarkie now as he joins us. And of course, guys, look, you all knew this was coming. It's Masters Week. It's the best week in golf. Who else would we have on here but the biggest Toronto Maple Leafs fan of all time?
No,
and our golf insider.
You got to be kidding me.
Our golf insider, Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. Doigie, you're south of the border. How are you, and how are you feeling about those buds?
Well, I'm good, and the weather's great down here. You guys should be here. It's been beautiful, but the buds, I'm still kind of up in the air with them, and I am the diehard Leaf fan.
No,
I can't
you're not.
myself.
No, you're
I
not.
am.
You're a fair weather Leaf fan. That's
No,
what you
I'm
are.
not.
You
I
rip
watch
them
every-
apart, and
I
real
do.
Leaf fans don't rip them apart.
Yes, they do.
stick with them thick or thin, and they don't say, "Oh, I was going to go to the game in Florida, but I'm not going to go because
right,
of the way they
Clarky.
played." You're
But
gonna
now
go to the
I
game
am.
in Florida. Oh, now you are. Of course you are. Yes, of course you are.
Well, I have to. My wife bought me tickets as a birthday gift, so
Got it. Yeah,
I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Speaking
Yeah.
of,
She's a bigger Leaf fan, by the way, Chuggy.
well, that I'll agree with, and also she had a birthday recently, of course.
did.
So
yes, she did.
happy birthday, Chuggy. Of course, we got to do that on the show here now. And you know what? If this goes sideways again for Clarky, I think that we might need to replace him on these segments with Chuggy, because remember, the only time that she ever made picks as part of an official pickoff, she won.
Yeah.
So Clarky, you need to not be Rory McIlroy here. You cannot continue to go on this drought. You've got to perform here, okay?
You do
Now,
realize it's luck, right? At the end of the day, it's all luck.
I don't actually. I am the Tom
you
Brady of golf
Of
picks,
course you
and
don't.
I win. Winners win. Like our previous interview on the show, Pete Irwin and the Hanover Barons, winners win, right? Okay, they won, I win. So that's what we do here. Now, on that note, their head coach, Brady Anderson, who we're friends with, was adamant when he heard that I had the first pick. He was adamant that I take Rory. I'm not going to do that. There's a tease for you.
So we're getting right into the
taking
pool.
Rory.
We're getting right into the picks. Let's do that.
I think we should. If
Yeah, I
you
think
guys
we
are
should
prepared
too.
and
Yeah,
you
let's
want
go.
to do it,
Ian's
let's
not,
do
but
it.
That's fine.
No, he's prepared. He's more prepared than you.
No, I'm really not. I've been pretty busy with other stuff down here.
I've been busy.
I'm not even
Been
sure
busy
who's
down in
playing in the
Florida.
tournament.
Busy down.
Yes,
in Florida,
Doig,
Oh.
you are sure who's playing in the tournament. You know,
we had to go to the
exactly who's
beach.
playing.
We had to go to the beach
Yeah.
today. I had to play golf yesterday.
Tiger Woods is playing.
Is he really?
He says so.
He's
Okay,
available. Okay, Ryan, you had the first pick.
I have
Doigie
first
has the
pick,
second pick. I have
and it's
third.
Doigie.
Here we
Yes, that's how it is. Snake classic 4-pack. Let's do it now. Listen, I've been wrestling. Okay, I took what my good friend Brady Anderson said to me, and I said, I know we all want Rory to win. We would love to see the career Grand Slam. I can't get behind it. And it's because his first rounds are so bad at the Masters, and he puts himself 8-9 shots back. And I don't even think with his skill set, he's good enough against this field to climb back from something like that. It's supposed to be not very good weather, high winds on Thursday. I don't love that for Rory. How could you avoid Scotty Scheffler with the way he's playing? I understand that logic too.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm not going to do that.
Oh my goodness. Doigie.
I have a really good feeling about this guy. He's healthy, and when he's healthy and shows up at PGA Tour events,
he's going with Willie Zalatoris.
No, he's
no.
No chances he'd go.
When this guy's healthy and shows up at PGA Tour events,
I know who's
he
going.
has said in the past, all I care about is majors.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will lead the Masters picks
live
off
golfer
with Brooks Koepka.
Wow.
How about that? You didn't see that coming, did you? Stunning. Well, he's going to have a stunning finish.
Wow.
Good luck to that.
You know what? I have to tell you, that is a great pick, because I thought I was going third in this snake, and I was going to take him if he was available.
I know you were going to do something sneaky like that.
That's a really good pick. Now I'm second.
I slid under. Yes, you are.
I get to pick. Look at when you look down at that list and you think Scotty Scheffler's still there, Rory McIlroy's there, John Rahm, Wyndham Clark, Shoffley, Matsuyama, Spieth.
You're picking on my picks for me. I don't even.
It's almost overwhelming, right?
It is. It's the big one.
I just have a gut feeling. He's coming off of a final round, no bogeys, clean card, 66. And he is my guy. I pick him a lot.
Oh, here goes Rory.
I'm going with Rory McIlroy.
And you know what?
Wow.
I want that.
Guys, thank you so
badly.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Do you think he's going to take
like, are you guys, is this a joke?
Clarky, make the right choice,
If
Clarky.
you guys literally left me with
Clarky.
The guys I would have picked first if I had first pick.
Come on, Clarky.
Let's see what you do, Clarky. We're trying to
I just
help
don't
you
know
here.
which guy I should say first because, like,
Yes, you do.
Oh
wow,
I didn't even do that. What is all that about? Adam must be doing that. If producer Adam put that in the background. Okay, I am picking first.
Yes.
John Rahm.
Yes.
Second,
defending champ.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. Power picks back to back.
I like those picks a lot, fellas.
I bet you do. I bet you do, brother.
I like them a lot.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Doig, give me your second guy. The pressure. The pressure is mounting.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, this is difficult. You know what? I've been picking them all year long. I like them. A little off the board. But I got to go with my guy, Cameron Young.
I like Cam.
Okay.
You're all wondering, all of us, like, eventually he's going to break through with one, right?
Exactly.
We're going to break through with one. I like that pick a lot. Guys, I got to take a guy.
He's trying to hide.
Clarky is
I'll be back down to
imploding.
earth in a minute. I got one of these desks.
He's got fire. He's lighting fireworks off. His desk's imploding. What's happening over there? Unbelievable.
Here we go. My light went off.
Ryan, we talked about this. We got to try and at least keep him in the game this week, right?
We got to keep him in the game somehow. Well,
I had major malfunctions there. My desk, which is one of those raising desks, went up. My light went off.
There you go.
You're all he's all shook up.
There we go.
I'm going to make sure Clarky doesn't stay in the game with my next two picks because I love this guy.
Sorry, I didn't even.
He's been
Cam
playing.
Young, right? Okay.
Yeah, Cam Young went. I've talked about him a lot recently, and I'm riding the wagon. I just love the way he plays. I will take Wyndham Clark.
Wyndham?
Don't call me Wendell
Clark.
That's right. At what should be a windy Masters tournament. So there's one of my back-to-backs.
Wendell. Okay.
Windy Wyndham.
Okay.
And for my second one, man, I got to tell you, I just really like the way this guy plays in big tournaments too. I can't say no. I just love the way that this guy works the irons, and he gets up and down better than a lot of players on tour. I can't do it. Even though he's a slowpoke, I can't stay away from Patrick Cantlay.
You are too funny.
Can't do it. I got to take him.
Okay.
Clark and Cantlay. Mr. Doig, your third member of what should be a pretty good Masters team here for you.
I'm
Rory
one
and
pick
Cam
away
Young
from an unbelievable team here. I'm ready. If Doig doesn't pick my guy,
I'm glad you think so.
So ready to run away with this tournament.
I'm glad that you think so, bud, because you need the confidence. But Mr. Doig, he might get somebody here.
He might take my guys. I have two guys who I'm ready to pick. I'm so confident in them.
That's good. I like it.
I am taking. This is another flyer. His first major that he's ever going to play in.
Oh, that's not my guy. Then. Go ahead, take him.
Ludwig Alberg.
I like it.
You love this Ludwig Alberg guy.
I like him too. He's
a
good golfer.
Stud. The guy's a stud.
He's a really good player. He's going to have a great career. Clarky, round out your team with
I'm
another
ready.
set.
I am ready.
And give me the business.
To pick
give it to us
with my third pick overall.
Yes.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Yep. I like that one.
Okay. And to round out my team, I'm going another live player. And this guy is good in the wind.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And his name
I know who he's going with.
Is Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Love him.
Look at
so
Clarky.
Happy. I am so happy with my team.
Ryan, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay. Now, he got a little bit of help from you and I. It's a good thing we chatted earlier in the day.
That's right.
He had a little help from you and I, but that may be Clarky's best team ever.
On
Ever.
paper.
On paper, without a doubt.
Thanks.
It's going to be a real shame.
So when
it's
I
going to
miss
be a
the
real
cut,
shame when two of them miss the cut.
When I miss the cut,
Yep.
we're going to replay this clip.
Yeah, when Rom and Cam Smith miss the cut, that's going to be devastating.
Yeah, it really will be, right?
They're not missing
Yeah.
the cut, fellas. We're good.
All right.
We're so
Round it
good
out,
there.
Doigie.
Wow, there's so many different ways you could go here.
A lot of good
Yeah,
players
Tiger's
left,
still
man.
available. No
Jeez.
Canadians
Tiger's
off the
still-
board yet. There's still lots of Canadians out there.
Um,
Trying to help you out here, Doigie.
I like this guy. I don't pick him very often, but I just like the way he plays. I think he's ready for this one. I think he's ready to win a major. Sorry, Ryan. Victor Hovland.
yeah.
Hovland. Oh, you picked Ryan's guy. That's Ryan's guy.
He's one of my guys. He's one of
Yeah,
my
well,
guys.
Tony Finau is still
But-
available, Ryan.
Listen,
One of your
guys. I got quite a few guys. I watch a lot of golf. I do my research. And Clarky, kudos to you for picking out the Cam Smith's good in the wind. Really like that. That's what it takes, brother. It's not just
Mhm.
luck. You got to do some research.
I did.
And
yeah.
you've done some research, and
I
I
have.
appreciate that. Well, I always do my research, okay?
Mhm.
And I know another guy who's real good in the wind because he grew up in the wind. He's like Bane from Batman. He was born in the wind. He is the wind, okay? And that's why I'm thrilled to round out our picks with one of my favorite golfers
Matty
and a guy
Skechers.
that wears my favorite
No.
brand of shoes,
Matty
Matty
Fitz.
Skechers.
Oh boy.
Matt Fitzpatrick will round.
He's
out
one of my
picks.
guys. He's my guy.
Well, he was my guy first.
He
and then
was
you
not your guy
hijacked him.
first.
Yeah, he
No,
was.
He was not.
Matty
Actually,
Fitzpatrick quickly.
That's a good pick. I had him on my list too.
I had him on my list too, but when my other guys were available, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
get Matty
well,
Skechers.
To review.
It'll be a
review.
shame when two of Clarky's guys miss the cut, though.
I'm going to feel real bad for him. I actually might bring him a slice of pie or a cake or something because he's going to need something with the fireworks.
Who's
going
to miss the
off,
cut out of my
desk.
contest? Who's going to miss?
Somebody will miss.
The two live
It'll
guys?
be Rom. It'll be Rom because he has a temper tantrum, and it'll be Cam Smith because I don't
Like
know.
two
I
live
just have a
guys.
funny feeling. Matsuyama and
Love
Scheffler are
Cam
too good.
Smith.
The other guys.
I don't know. I
love
think
him too. He's a good player.
Scheffler might miss. He's tired.
You never know. That's the thing
Yeah,
about the
okay.
Masters,
He's
and
been
we can
taking
dig
it.
into that.
I just saw an interview, and
He had the neck.
He's been resting a lot lately.
After the tournament, he won.
good.
Right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you just can't doubt that guy. Quickly, because we'll touch on that to review. I have Koepka, Wyndham Clark, Cantley, Matty Skechers, Fitzpatrick, Doigie's rolling with Rory, Cam Young, Auberg, and Hovland, and Clarky's
that's a tough
got
team.
Rom, defending champ, Scheffler, Matsuyama, Cam Smith. That's how we're rolling into the Masters picks. Good luck, gentlemen. Quickly on that note, Doigie, you see this so often where a defending champ will show up or, guys that are heavily favored to win, and they'll just have awful Thursdays, maybe rebound a bit on Friday and come up just short. In all seriousness, we're ribbing Clarky here about John Rahm. I don't think he'll actually miss the cut. But of all the big players that are kind of at play here, who's a guy that sticks out to you that may fall into that situation? For me, I feel like it could be Spieth.
Well, we look at it and Spieth wasn't picked, and I think that's part of the reason why he wasn't picked. We're not sure where he's at right now in his golf game, right? So, yeah, I would
Neither
agree with
he.
that. Yeah, neither does he, exactly.
Neither he.
Out of the 12 players that are picked here, the one that worries me the most is my first pick, Rory McIlroy.
I know.
Right?
I know.
I'm going solely on maybe just a little bit of karma, a little bit of, okay, now it's his turn. Going on the fact that he closed last week with a bogey-free clear card 66. Maybe he's kind of figured it out because earlier in the year he was making bogeys and doubles. Like 2 weeks ago, he had the most birdies in the tournament, but still finished like 8th place or 7th place. But he had the most birdies in the tournament for the week, right? So he's making lots of birdies. He was making too many mistakes, but he cleaned that up this past week. So hopefully he gets it done this year.
Hopefully for you.
with the high winds expected, and you had mentioned to us off air before you jumped on, it should play, pretty fast and lots of wind and dry. I actually think that probably suits Rory because, when you see his putting struggles over the last number of years, he leaves a lot of putts, big putts, short. And if the greens are playing fast for him, I actually think that extra roll will kind of help him out a little bit and settle down. He has to, this Doigy, and everybody would cheer up and down. Everyone loves Rory if he could pull this off. But like I mentioned, those last 8-9 years at Augusta, he's had a really either challenging or downright awful Thursday. He's got to have a wicked opening 5 or 6 holes and probably be 2-3 under par and get off to a roll.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that a little bit. I think one of Rory's biggest issues, and I've said this before on the show, is that I don't like the fact that he's got his best buddy caddying for him. I caddied out on the tour for 4 years, and I knew a lot of the big name caddies like Bruce Edwards with Tom Watson and Mike Carrick with Tom Kite and that. And I just think that when you have a best buddy caddying for you, at some point in time during a round or during the tournament, a situation will arise where that caddy's got to pull you off the club you got in your hand. And I think sometimes when it's your buddy doing it, he wants to remain your buddy, so he won't do it. And it costs Rory a problem. He makes a bogey or a double. Whereas if he had a tour caddy, a guy that had made his living doing that for 20 years, a veteran, that veteran caddy would pull him off. I think back, I think it's about 9 or 10 years since his buddy's been caddying for him. He hasn't won a major since.
Yeah, it's confusing. Everybody would love to see it, like I said, and I just hope that something can roll his way quickly. Doigy, go ahead, Clarky. You got something?
No, I just wanted you. We didn't pick any, but I wanted you to rank and tell me how you think the Canadians will fare this week. Because Corey didn't have a good one last year. He was good the 3 previous to that, but he missed the cut last year. But how do you think they'll do this year?
I'll be honest. The couple of things that I'm a little concerned about with the Canadians is they're typically a lower ball flight players. That's part of the reason why I took Ludwig Aberg and Rory, is because they can get the ball way up in the air. And if the golf course plays firm and fast, they can come in with those launched irons that are going to hit the green and land softer. I kind of look at the picks we made and everything, and Cam Smith, yes, he's a great wind player, but he's a low ball hitter. I think he might struggle this week because if the greens get firm and fast, right? He'll be fine. So I start to look at that. Patrick Cantley, same thing. He's not a high ball hitter, right? Wyndham Clark and Brooks Koepka get the ball up in the air. So anybody that can get the ball up in the air this week on firm, fast greens, I think is going to have a little bit of an advantage because, as we know here at Augusta, when the greens get fast and the ball starts trickling off the edges, those chip shots back are notoriously difficult. And now you start relying on your short game. Well, who's got the best short game out there, right? Well, we know Rory's got one of the best short games in the game, right? Scotty Scheffler's got a great short game, right? You start to look at that. So it's going to be interesting. But if it's hard and fast, I think the guys that hit it really high are going to have an advantage.
Okay. Yeah. So I also mentioned this guy. And do you think he'll make the cut, Tiger Woods? That's what it seems to be all about.
No.
Not if he's ever going to win. Is he going to make the cut?
No.
Yeah, you know what? We want him to make the cut.
Yeah.
We want him to. I don't think, we talked about it a little bit off air. When I got to play Augusta way back in 40 years ago in 1984, the golf course was 6,900 yards long. Well, it's 7,400 and change. And it's a long, tough walk, right? And I'm not sure Tiger is prepared for that. And as much as he works out at home and does all those things that he does in the gym, it's a different animal going out there and walking and trying to compete and everything. I just think he'll get tired, and I hope he makes the cut. I don't think he's going to.
Do you think he would ever apply to take a cart?
No.
Just because he's too proud?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he's of the same mind as me. When I had my issues 5 years ago and obviously was very, very, very sick, the PGA Tour Canada and PGA of Canada for the Canadian PGA Championship let me know that if I wanted to apply for a cart, they would have given me one. But my stance has always been that if you can't walk the golf course, you shouldn't be playing. It's an integral part of the game. And why should I get that advantage? It'd be like taking a basketball game and telling a guy that, he can wear stilts and, all he has to do is stand by the basket and they throw him the ball and he drops it in, right? Like, I mean, just
I don't know.
To me, it's silly.
That's a good analogy.
Well, no, but
maybe not. But it's silly. I think it's silly to allow a guy to take a cart.
Yeah, well, I see your point there, Doig, and what I would say is, as we always have known, you're a man of integrity. And winners win, and we want to win with integrity, and that's what we do here on the show. Okay, well, two of us do. Anyway, I want to quickly ask you one last thing. Quick prediction with the weather conditions we're expecting to see, and the likelihood that we could see some of those balls falling off the table quite a bit for guys. What do you think is a realistic final score to win this thing? Like I'm thinking something like 11 under.
I'm not even sure it's going to get that low.
Wow.
I think it's going to play very difficult this week. I would say somewhere between 8 and 10 under would be a good solid week, providing we get the wins that they're talking about. Because if the golf course is hard and fast, I mean, man, oh man, yeah, you have shorter clubs in, but the greens are as hard as a rock. And they'll be running at 13 to 14 on the stimp meter. So when you have an 8-footer, you have to put a 1-inch stroke on it to make it go 8 feet, right? Like, pretty crazy. So
yeah,
it's like
no
putting
kidding.
on concrete.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. The top of your table, right? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I like my team, but I'm worried about Rory. Tomorrow is going to be a big day for him. And
You're always worried about Rory.
If he gets off to a good start, I think he could run off and win it. I saw Brando Chambly picked Scheffler to win, and he said he could win by 10. So.
Let's hope he's right.
He could. Clarky, that's what Clarky needs for an all-time performance by Scheffler to finally get one. And
you know what would really be a shame is if Scheffler won by 10, but he had two guys that missed the cut.
Oh my!
Yeah, that would probably happen. That would probably happen.
Clarky, if that does happen, I'm gonna come over and check on you, brother. All right, like we gotta check in on you.
Yeah.
All right, Doigie, it should be fun. This is the best week in golf. I'm so excited. And yeah, I think, you're worried about Rory, but also I feel like we're all behind him. And if he were to finally do it, it would just be such a sensational story. We'll see how it all turns out at Augusta, man. Thanks for doing this, Doigie.
All right. It sounds great, but I just want to do one little thing. It's a bit of a plug if you guys will allow me that.
Of course.
We talked about it off air a little bit, and I arrived here in Florida, a little bit ago. And when I arrived, there was a brand new set of golf clubs waiting for me.
If you say the brand, I better get a driver out of this.
And they're awfully good. And it took me a couple days to get used to them, but I went out and played yesterday on a very, very difficult golf course and pretty good wins. And I played the last 17 holes in 5 under for a 68 and felt really good about my brand new Titleist golf clubs.
Titleist.
I love it.
Well, there we go. Know this. You know my lie. You know what I like. I'll be waiting.
It's a shame you're left-handed, Clarky.
No, it's not shame. You can make a phone call and get.
I've been telling you for 25 years. If you were right-handed, you would have had all the stuff you needed.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just get me a lefted.
But Ryan, I have some stuff for you coming.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it might be wasted on me, but
it would be a waste.
Hey, you never know.
Or I'll start hitting right, maybe.
You know what? I smoked that shot at the golf course that day.
Yes,
we were out there and did that golf course. So maybe it's time for me in my early 30s to pick the game up. And look, I already got the best teacher I could ever want. So
there you go.
I'm not talking about you, Clarky, by the way. So
no,
anyway, Doigie, it's been a pleasure, man. Enjoy your time down there. Enjoy the new clubs. And I genuinely hope that I really mean this. I hope your team wins because that would mean Rory did really well. And I think that would be fantastic for golf, man. Thanks for doing this, Doigie.
Thanks, guys. Always appreciate it. Have a good week.
Go Leafs.
Will do. All right, we'll be right back to wrap up the show. Couch potato time, and of course, Clarky, he'll fire off. You know, it's now patented. The rapid fire. That's next here on Instigating. Wrapping things up here on Instigating with Clarky and Drury Masters Week. So exciting. Thanks to our buddy Ian Doig. And thanks earlier, my great sit down with the general manager of the Hanover Barons, the champion, the Pollock Division champion, Hanover Barons, to you, ladies and gentlemen. Pete, Irwin, so fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, the CKNX crew, they're going to cover that entire series with the Alliston Hornets, so you can tune in and catch the Barons as their playoff run continues. And, of course, the Listowel Cyclones as well. Now, Clarky.
Yeah.
You've dreamed up this new segment. It's your thing now. It's kind of your staple, and I will allow you to fire away here. Give it to us.
Okay.
The rapid fire.
Does Adam have the sound effect? No, still doesn't have the sound effect. Okay, let's start. My first question to you this week, rapid fire, is: have the Raptors ever been as irrelevant as they are right now?
Yes.
They have, eh?
When do you remember those first 4 or 5 seasons?
Yeah, but they were relevant. And the only reason I'm saying they were relevant is because they were new.
Because they were new.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Anyway,
I guess when you put it to me like that, no. I guess you changed my mind.
Yeah, I think so.
They're
Does
bad.
the NHL have to go back to 1 versus 8 in the conference?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree too. Does Austin Matthews win the Ted Lindsay, voted by the players as the best player?
No, I wouldn't be shocked, but I just feel like it'll be Kucherov.
Really? Interesting. Even if he gets 70.
It's a lot of points. Yeah, even if you get, because it's just so many points.
Yeah, I know, but second assists in there, a lot of those. Anyway, does Matthews need Marner?
No, he doesn't need anybody. They need him.
Good point. Last question. Name the team in the NHL in the last 28 games who have the best record and the most points and goals scored in that span. Wins, points, and goals scored in the last 28 games.
I feel like you're trying to pull me into a trick question of the Leafs, but I feel like it's the Nashville Predators, isn't it?
Toronto Maple Leafs. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Best team in the last 28 games. That's a pretty good span.
Even with that 18
27 and 1.
Wow. How about that? Even
According
with that 18
to James
point
Myrtle.
heater.
I believe everything James Myrtle says, so I'm believing.
Well, James is right. James is
exactly
right. He's as prepared as anybody. Yeah. Wow. There you
go.
How about that?
They're hot rolling into the playoffs. We got a playoff team, and we're ready to go. We got 1 week to play it out here. And Doigie's going to be at the game in Florida, even though he posted this week he wasn't going to go.
Just lay off the guy. Let him be a fan.
He's a beauty.
Let him be a fan how he wants, Clarky, okay? You'll all come together when the big thing happens, so don't worry about it.
So the Leafs are hot.
Yes.
Oh, Leafs are hot.
Uh-huh. You know what else is hot, though?
I do. The deals at Larry Hudson's.
Yeah, they are. They're really hot.
They are. And today, you know what? Today was Wednesday. As we record this show, we had to do it, obviously, Wednesday this week because we had to pick our Masters.
The Masters.
Yes, we had to pick our Masters picks before the Masters start. So if you hear us talking about, he's better come off to first round, you obviously know by this point if they did or not. But we did Wednesday. Wednesday was a beautiful day in Listowel. It was so nice out, and it was busy. The dealership was very busy. People buzzing.
Adam, show us why. Show us why it was busy.
People buzzing about, and it's truck month, and that's why. Up to $6,500 in cash. I had a guy in today, just came in for some service. Said, you know what, maybe I should trade my truck in. What's it going to cost me? Well, he was blown away at how little it was going to cost him to trade his truck. Thanks to the $6,500 in rebates that are on right now on some select half tons, or on others, 0% financing. Can't beat that. The Bank of Canada left their rates the same today, 5%.
Yes.
But at Larry Hudson's, the financing is zero. Gotta love that, right? Gotta love that.
Absolutely zero. And we
Gotta
love
love
that.
that.
The deal's hot over there
Hot.
at Larry Hudson's. Like the
Very
weather
hot.
is beginning to turn.
Correct.
It's time. It's time for the big one. It's
It
the
is.
Conway Furniture Couch Potato of the Week.
The toque's gone away.
Toque is gone, but you know what's not going away?
No.
Our friends over at Adam.
Conway Furniture, Highway 86, just east of Listowel.
Thank you, Phil. Maine. Thank you. Yes. Couch Potato. Clarky, take it away. What do you got?
Well, I had a couple of choices this week. I learned this week that the Blue Jays may have put up a banner this week, signifying their 3 appearances in the wild card appearance banner. Come on.
Is that real? Did they actually do that?
I don't know, but it was on Facebook. Now people can, do some
Photoshop.
But I did see it. It said wild card appearances. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a good story if it is true. And we'll find out.
Real.
I don't think so either, but man, oh man, it looked real from what I saw.
Do you see how viscerally mad I just got just there?
Exactly.
If that's real, we're going to do an investigation.
We got to find out.
We're going to call some people. If that's real, tune into this. You tune in every week.
Okay.
Tune into this show next week because there is going to be.
We got to find out. We got to get someone actually with eyes on the ground, as they say.
Venom.
Eyes on the ground to find out if there's a wild card appearance banner.
So that's not your couch potato, though.
It's not my couch potato.
Okay.
I'm going to take you to your favorite arena in the National Hockey League.
Good.
And
let's go back to college. Oh, not that one. Okay.
Oh, no. We're going to Washington. And somebody decided during an afternoon game to leave the curtain open. And it was shining right on the goalie's eyes, like right on him. I think it was, who was it, Corpusalo, or I don't know who it was for the Sens.
Could have been Forsberg.
Maybe, but you can see in this viz, like there's a spotlight on the guy. When it goes down to the other end, you'll see it even more. Like it is unbelievable how bright it is on this guy. And he's like, what's going on? Look at this. It's like a spotlight. And there it is. The little wee window, and the ref's like, can you see it? Yeah, no, I can't see it. The sun's in my eyes. What are you pointing at? Exactly. That's what I'm pointing at. So there was a curtain open on an afternoon game in Washington. Someone just please leave the curtains closed and like sit on your couch and close the curtains.
Yeah, well, you know what? I
think it was Corpusalo.
It was funny, and I will say that the Caps lost that game. By the way, I will say this: look, even the best of us, even Stanley Cup winning franchises, make mistakes sometimes. Okay,
and a special shout out to producer Adam. He sent me that, and it's a good one. Thank you, Adam, for that. And before you start yours, a big apology this week.
Well, I got to jump in there for a sec. Special shout out to my wife, Jen, who gave me that. Pass this to one of the guys. They might want it for a couch potato.
Way to go, Jen.
Real one.
Perfect.
Jen.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say, I nearly made myself a couch potato this week because I haven't thanked someone for something, and I feel awful about it. But we've, the last few weeks, have sported our new instigating sweatshirts.
Yes.
And my lovely daughter, Jenna, made those sweatshirts. And she
did.
Mentioned a few times she doesn't get a shout out for those. So I think every week for the next month, we're going to shout Jenna out for thanking her for the sweatshirts.
You know what? My name's on this show too. And I owe Jenna an apology as well. And I almost want to pivot and make myself the couch potato for that reason. I'm not going to
make Jenna the couch potato.
Well, she now forever is an honorary couch. She's always a couch potato, putting her feet up as a winner
because we went to the Listowel game on Friday night there when I saw you.
And Jen, of course, Ryan Duck, her husband, equipment manager, of course, extraordinaire with Fergus and of course Stratford. And Jenna, I would like to, as part of our apology, officially announce you as this show's official equipment manager. How about that?
Perfect. That is great.
What do you think about that?
Put that on the board.
Yes.
We say
we will put. Let's put that on the board at the end. The show board at the end. Producer Adam, you can do that for us at the very end of the show from now on forever. Jenna, honorary equipment manager of Instigating. Yes. It's rubber stamp. We're in charge.
Done.
Well, producer Adam's in charge, but we're mostly in charge, right?
Exactly.
So it'll happen.
And, yeah. Even
Sorry,
though I
Jenna.
think she got me sick. She was sick on Friday. No, I'm sick. So
well, don't do that and steer it negative now. Listen,
no, it's all good.
I hate to do this. Speaking of negative, listen, man, these pitching injuries in baseball are getting out of control, brother. I can't do it anymore. Spencer Strider, he's on my fantasy team, makes me sick. This stinks. It's not fun. Ken Rosenthal wrote an unbelievable piece in The Athletic, kind of trying to dissect what the hell's going on here. But I remember and recall this from a little over a year ago, and it's my favorite pitcher in baseball, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Sunshine himself, Tyler Glasnow, who looks exactly like Cillian Murphy of Peaky Blinders and Oppenheimer fame. And this dude, boy, is he ever been good so far for the Dodgers, coming back from a Tommy John that ended his time basically with the Rays. I recall seeing this video at the time. He did a conference about when he got his Tommy John. Producer Adam, roll this. Take a listen to his thoughts.
100% believe that contributed to me getting hurt. No doubt, without a doubt. I think like it's ridiculous. Like I have used sticky stuff before. It's ridiculous that like it seems like this whole public perception of like, oh, it's just like select few people. Like your favorite pitcher probably 50 years ago was using something too. Like if you felt these balls, how inconsistent they were, like you have to use something. So in the past, my like substance of choice is sunscreen and rosin, like just nothing egregious, something to where I can get a grip on the ball so it doesn't feel dusty. But 2 starts ago against the Nationals, I went cold turkey, nothing. And before that start, I remember when all this stuff came out, I was talking to people and talking to doctors, and they were like, the thing that maybe MLB doesn't realize or that players don't realize is like, what is the injury? Like, what is the prevention of like, maybe it'll add to injuries. And in my mind, I was like, that sounds dumb. That sounds like an excuse a player would use to make sure he can use sticky stuff. But I threw to the Nationals with nothing. I don't use sticky stuff I don't use spider tack. I don't need more spin. I have huge hands. I spin the ball fine. I want grip. I did well against the Nationals, probably one of the best starts I had all year. I woke up the next day and was like, I am sore in places that I didn't even know I had muscles in. Like I felt completely different. I switched my fastball grip and my curveball grip. I've thrown it the same way for however many years I played baseball. I had to put my fastball deeper into my hand and grip it way harder. And I had to, instead of holding my curveball at the tip of my fingers, I had to dig it deeper into my hand. So I'm like choking the shit out of all my pitches. My cue I used to use with Snyder was hold the ball like an egg, like nice and loose, be loose. That's out of the window. So I now have to develop a new cue. I have to develop something where I can't hold the ball light anymore. I have to dig it deep into my hand. So I'm taking it, and you have to think, I'm not a doctor. I know you guys probably know that. But I'm taking a fastball. I'm squeezing the ball twice as hard. So all of this is I'm recruiting all these muscles, and I'm taking my arm as hard as I can, throwing.
Yeah, so basically what Tyler Glasnow is saying there is the new baseballs are so bad and inconsistent, and we've been hearing about this right from when they introduced them, Clarky, that he believes that is the main contributor to why he tore his ulterior cruciate ligament, his UCL, that contributed to him getting Tommy John. And you say it there because he has to grip the ball so much harder, and it's pulling on all these tendons as you extend your arm out. And other people, I've talked to a couple people that I trust in the medical field, and they said there's absolutely some credence to that, because if you are now activating a different muscle set or activating one in a very different and more harsh way, gripping harder on this, that could absolutely contribute to an injury. It's no different than having a bad golf swing or just any of that stuff. So very interesting stuff. And I just wondered what you kind of thought about that, Clarky. I just don't know why they can't do what they do in the Japanese league, and all their balls have a little bit of tack on them out of the box. All the balls have like a slightly tacky surface. I don't know why this is difficult for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, like when you hear the guy says my substance of choice is sunscreen and rosin, you think, well, he's cheating, right? Like
Which is a super popular one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the rosin is fine because you can have a rosin bag right on the mound. Right?
Yes.
There's no problem with having rosin, but then he puts some sunscreen on them, no problem there, and then mix it together, and he likes it. At first I thought this guy's really making up some crap here, but I believe him the more I hear him, and the more I hear him talking about the problem. And quite frankly, I just don't think Major League Baseball does much right these days, and this is probably just another thing that they're not doing right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Brother, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to add credence to it, in case you maybe aren't familiar with who that was or who we're talking about here, like Tyler Glasnow is one of the best pitchers on planet Earth.
Yeah,
he legitimately is.
And now he's out for how long?
As we record, well, that was a couple years ago that was 2022 when he tore it, and then he came back toward the end of 2023, but he missed a year's time with the Rays at the time, and he's one of the best. Like as we record this, like he had a 14 performance for the Dodgers. He's legit.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Really great show. And, congrats again to the Hanover Barons, and thanks to our friend Doigie. Congrats to me on defending my golf title because my team's the best. I'll win the Masters.
You didn't do anything last week. You didn't defend anything. Nothing's happened for a few weeks.
Well,
we have to mention, again, we're recording Wednesday night.
Yes.
The Listowel Cyclones could win the championship. We don't know the results yet. We'll have a full report next week on the show. So stay tuned. We'll get some reaction next week on the show.
We will have a full-scale Cyclone show. Trust me, it'll be loaded and it'll be exciting, and we will deliver because that's what we do here at Instigating. That's and you can find all this every Friday. Free delivery. Listen, we deliver for you, and when you walk into our friends at Conway Furniture and you want a brand new sofa to join in on the couch potato movement here, the prices you see on everything in there, HST and delivery included. Thank you very much.
Don't have to do any figuring.
No figuring in there. You walk in, you know what you're getting, and you walk out with a quality product. And that's all that it is. And that's what you get here. And you can find that every Friday night at 8, Sunday night at 9 with our friends on Whiteman TV. By the way, that's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. We debut on our YouTube channel Friday nights at 9. You can follow us on social media at Instigating Pod, and of course, find the podcast version on all your favorite podcast apps. Clarky, it's a fun one. Good luck to you, brother, with the Masters picks. And like I've said for weeks now,
I feel good.
If you win one, there will be a celebration on the front lawn. We will film it, and I will be there with champagne, and it will be on the show.
Nice. I'll be waiting Sunday around 7 o'clock.
I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you to gloat about my latest victory. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week with full Cyclones coverage. You can bet right here on Instigating.